organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, find out how Facebook and Twitter makes a difference when a person goes missing.
And we'll introduce you to the creators of the most popular boys on campus, whose faces you can't even see.
And in sports,
we'll take a look at one freshman who has earned a spot on Iowa's basketball roster as a walk-on.
Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Hannah Thompson.
And I'm Austin Love.
The news of the death of missing ISU student Tong Xiao has spread to China. Chinese news outlets in the city of Wenzhou, the hometown of 23-year-old Zhang An Li, the person of interest in the case.
Back here in Iowa, police received key details of suspicious deaths of Tong Xiao, all because of social media. Daily Iowan TV's Michelle Nago has a story on why a simple tweet or Facebook status can make a difference.
We are treating the death as a suspicious death.
Friends say they last heard from 20-year-old Tong Xiao on September 8th.
It's an upstanding notification system,
leading police to ask for the public's help in locating the missing Iowa State student through Twitter.
Now it's a lot easier with a lot of the social networks that are available, as well as cell phone information.
At the University of Virginia, friends of 18-year-old Hannah Graham are also the last to hear from her before she disappeared on the night of September 17th. But unlike Xiao, police are still looking for 18-year-old Graham. Police have confirmed the body found in a trunk of a car outside of this Iowa City apartment was Xiao, and that their lead suspect, University of Iowa student Zhang Li, may have returned to China. As the investigation continues, Gardy says that most missing person reports are actually resolved in a couple days.
A lot of times maybe it's a miscommunication between roommates or family members, or sometimes people just want their own private space.
But according to IowaColdCases.com, there are still 157 unsolved suspicious disappearance reports since 1952, many of which could have benefited from the use of social media had it existed. In Iowa City, Michelle Nago, Daily Iowan TV.
Another ISU student was found dead in her apartment late Tuesday night in Ames. Police say the woman's roommate found her unresponsive in the locked apartment. The woman was dead when authorities arrived at the residence. They have yet to identify the student and no foul play is suspected.
The first day of October brought us some wet and chilly weather this morning. Daily Iowan TV's Tanner Sigworth went outside this afternoon to show us when he can expect scenic views of fall to fade.
Thanks guys, and happy October to all of you. It's that time of year when the leaves are out beginning to change their colors, so you better get out and take a look at them while you can. After the first week of October, we should see this green leaves replaced with a reddish color. By the time the second and third week of October rolls around, they'll change to more of an orange, and by the time October's said and done with, the leaves will be a bright yellow. So get out and enjoy the weather, and make sure you get a look at these leaves before winter rolls around. Back to you guys at the desk.
The UI is on track to house 500 more students beginning next fall. Mary Louise Peterson Residence Hall is on schedule to be completed in the fall of 2015, despite some harsh conditions this past winter. The Residence Hall will include its own dining area and study commons. It will replace Quadrangle Hall, which is expected to be demolished in the summer of 2016 to make room for a new pharmacy building.
This month, the FBI announced animal cruelty will become a Group A felony, the same as homicide and arson crimes. The new federal category will help weed out pet abusers before their behavior worsens. Previously, the FBI has filed animal cruelty in the other category, along with other lesser crimes. This makes cruelty hard to count and track. The hope of policy change is that young offenders can receive help early on.
A national animal rights group, Stop Animal Exploitation Now, has filed a federal complaint against the University of Iowa. They say 4 rabbits that died in the university labs in June didn't have proper veterinary care before dying. The complaint was filed with the U.S. Department of Agriculture in connection with a routine inspection of the UI Office of Animal Resources. The University of Iowa is handling the complaint internally.
Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, meet the creator of one of Twitter account that makes quite a Hawkeye buzz here on campus.
And in sports, see all the events that took place at the UI Swimming and Diving Media Day.
Well, I'll tell you, Hannah, it was freezing walking glass today.
Oh, I know. I was not prepared for the weather at all. I even forgot my umbrella. Abby, can we expect it to keep raining this week?
That's right, Hannah. You might want to include your umbrella for the next few days, but the leaves on campus are becoming very prominent, but you may have to hold off a few days before heading outside to enjoy the fall leaves. One thing you want to include for this forecast is your umbrella and your raincoat, because it looks like for the next few days you will have a heavy chance of rain. Tomorrow morning we'll start out in the lower 60s with a light chance of rain, but by late afternoon we will have 90% chance of thunderstorms and temperatures around 68 degrees. Be sure to pack a warm jacket and possibly some mittens because temperatures will drop to the lower 50s by Friday night. A dry, cold front will come in for the next few days with chilly temperatures. They'll be around lower 50s, so hold on to your warm clothes. The beginning of the week looks clearer than this week's forecast, and we will see temperatures rise back up to the upper 60s. When the clouds clear on Monday and Tuesday, be sure to get outside and take full advantage of the fall colors because they may only be around for a couple more weeks. Thanks, guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thousands of UI students follow the popular Twitter account, Those Iowa Boys. The account, run by two anonymous UI students, has over 18,000 followers. Daily Iowan TV's Greta Miley gives us a look at the double lives of one of the account creators.
Those Iowa Boys. The anonymous trending Twitter account has become nearly a household name to students in Iowa. Co-creator, going by the initial of J, said the boys became friends as freshmen. And after first making an anonymous account that failed, they decided to get serious.
But when Those Iowa Boys started, we didn't tell a soul. You know, we didn't tell anyone. We didn't tell our parents. Obviously, we didn't tell any of our friends. It was just between us two.
Beginning the account in the summer of 2012, once school started again, the boys began to rapidly gain attention.
It was October when we hit 1,000 followers, and then by the next semester, so the start of 2013, we were right around 5,000, and I think by summer of 2013 we had 10,000 followers.
Jay said while he feels the original goals of the account were immature, showing girls that there are good guys out there and giving guys advice on girls, he believes they have done much more.
I think, over the past 2 years, we've both matured and grown, and the account has kind of turned into just our own life and different stories throughout our life and different ways that those can relate to people and help people.
Jay said the account has given him the opportunity to talk people out of suicide, through breakups, and even more trying times in life. While it is time-consuming, he said it is ultimately worthwhile.
There have been nights where I, should have been doing homework, I should have been studying, I should have been doing this or that, but, I was on Twitter. And honestly, I don't regret it one bit because I think every single tweet that we've put out, every single interaction that we've had with people has been completely worth it.
To curious followers, he says,
I think a big thing is it's not really important who we are. It's as cliche as it sounds. It's not who we are, it's what we stand for.
But if you really want to find him or his co-creator, Kay, he recommends you check Poncheros. Reporting from Iowa City, Greta Miley, Daily Iowan TV.
Jay says some of his friends still don't know that he manages the account.
Tonight, we're updating you on the news we brought you last night about the first U.S. case of Ebola identified in Texas. CNN reported that the Ebola patient is Thomas Eric Dungan, based on a tip received from his half-brother. The patient contracted Ebola while in Liberia and then traveled to the U.S. on a plane. 5 identified children are believed to have made contact with the man. Texas Governor Rick Perry said in a press conference the children are being monitored.
Secret Service Director Julia Pearson has resigned from her position this afternoon after multiple security breaches were confirmed at the White House. Pearson received questioning about how her agency allowed an intruder to jump the White House fence and make it inside the building before being stopped. After Tuesday hearing, several of the members of the House called for Pearson's resignation. Former agent Joseph Clancy will step in as interim acting director.
Before we toss it to sports, the UI released today that they refused to reinstate women's field hockey coach Tracy Griesbaum. Griesbaum's firing was the result of allegations of mistreatment from dissatisfied players. Her supporters call it a pattern of unfair treatment of female coaches, highlighting the sexual orientation of Griesbaum. But the UI will not investigate further on this issue. And now we'll toss it over to Taylor Mathis and Austin Luce in the Daily Iowan TV sports studio for an update on what's going on in Iowa athletics. Guys?
Thanks, guys. Definitely some unfortunate news for the Iowa field hockey team after the successful 14-year reign under coach Tracy Griesbaum. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Taylor Mathis.
And I'm Austin Luce. Tonight in sports, we'll take a look at the newest Hawkeye men's hoops walk-on and his journey to earn his spot. But we begin the program as the swimming and diving team hosted their media day in the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center.
The Hawkeye season opener begins this Friday and Saturday, where they welcome Michigan and Nebraska to the CRWC. Iowa City will also be the host location for the later, including the men's and women's NCAA zone championships and the men's NCAA championships beginning in late February and continuing through March.
Well, it'll definitely be a packed rec center come this spring.
You are definitely right about that, Austin. And after suffering a loss on Sunday, Iowa's soccer team is looking to regroup before heading on the road for 3 straight matchups. Taylor Bartz has more on how the team is preparing.
Despite playing well in their recent game against new Big Ten foe Rutgers, the Hawks came up short, suffering a 1-0 loss. Head coach Dave Diani says the girls are playing well together, but they have yet to play well for the full 90 minutes, and that's something that he will be focusing on. Looking ahead, the Hawks are kicking off a streak of 3 road matchups beginning tomorrow against the Michigan State Spartans.
We feel good about our matchups against Michigan and Michigan State, and quite honestly, it might be a good thing to get on the road. We have 3 Michigan girls on our roster, so that might be nice to be at home, and so we like the matchup against Michigan State. In terms of our systems and where our strengths, and we feel like we're playing really good soccer right now.
The Hawks won last year's matchup against the Spartans at home, but have not beat them on the road since 1999. And with a long list of injuries, the Hawks definitely have their work cut out for them.
Well, hopefully we can get some healthy people back. We're pretty injured right now, but other than that, we just need to keep focusing on, we're playing good soccer, and we just keep working hard, because with the good soccer and work ethic, you're going to get goals, so we need to just continue doing both those.
After Thursday's game, the Hawks will face the Michigan Wolverines on Sunday. Taylor Bartz, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thanks for that, Taylor. For the Iowa men's basketball team, the roster is filled and the season is right around the corner. For one incoming freshman, he got the chance of a lifetime to be the 14th and final player on the team. Taylor Brooks has the story.
45 minutes east on Interstate 80, you'll come upon the town of Bettendorf, Iowa, where freshman walk-on for the Iowa men's basketball team, Nicholas Bear, averaged 15 points and 8 rebounds for his senior season.
I really enjoyed my visit. I got a chance to sit down with Coach McCaffrey for a few hours, and he just kind of told me how he envisioned me here and how I could help the team. And I think just more importantly, he said, I want you here, I want you to be a Hawkeye, and that just really sold me.
Bear not only has a new court to call home, but potentially a new position as well. Standing at 6'7", in high school he was a dominant player in the paint, but an average height for a center at a Division I level is 6'9". Therefore, Bear might have to switch from the lane to the perimeter.
It's a little bit of a different transition for me because I'm learning a new position, going from the tallest guy on the court in high school to coming out to playing on the wing, it's just a different skill set that I'm learning. But the coaches have been really great working with me and trying to get this new skill set involved. Right now, the biggest thing that I need to work on is my ball handling, for sure, because that wasn't necessarily a focal point with working on my back to the basket in high school.
Only losing 3 games between his junior and senior seasons in high school and starting almost every game, his role as a walk-on might be a little different here at Iowa.
It's coming here with energy and playing every day. During the season, it gets kind of tedious for the players.
Even Bear's former high school coach has high expectations for him.
He's so unselfish and understands what it takes to win.
A booming personality on and off the court, Bear can't wait to see what the next 4 years holds for him.
It was a lot of fun, and it still is a lot of fun. That little kid part of it hasn't really worn off yet, which I'm excited about.
Taylor Brooks, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thanks, Taylor. And for more Iowa hoops, tune into tomorrow's program as the men's basketball team hosts their media day at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And we preview the women's volleyball team with their matchups against Ohio State and Penn State this weekend.
Austin, Hannah, back to you at the desk.
Make sure to tune in tomorrow at the same time.
And while you're away from your TV set, make sure to stay tuned to news on DailyIowan.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks for joining us and have a great night.